So the 212 Ghost has a pretty much stock Predator flywheel. So they have it factory rated at 6,000 RPM with the coil. So I swapped in this Slipstream billet flywheel and a stock Predator coil to get rid of the rev limiter. So anyway, I'm gonna take this combo out for 0 to 30 and top speed, and we'll get a baseline on the bike. And then I'll swap in this ARC billet flywheel. And the ARC has 32 degrees timing versus the Slipstream's 34. And the ARC weighs 3.5 pounds versus the Slipstream 3.32. And the fin design is a little bit different on the ARC. So I'm gonna install the ARC, we'll take it out and do the same test, 0 to 30 and top speed. And we'll see how the ARC compares to the Slipstream on the 212 Ghost. The bike's got a 4-to-1 ratio on it right now, a 15-tooth max torque clutch with a 60-tooth sprocket on the rear with a 10.5-inch tall rear tire. Zero to 30, 212 Ghost, 4-to-1 ratio. Zero to 30 and 4.32. 4.32. So let me see if I can back that up. Second attempt, 0 to 30, Slipstream flywheel, 212 Ghost. See what I did for the second 0 to 30. A 4.42 for the second time around, so pretty close, pretty consistent. So now let me nail down a top speed. Top speed run, Slipstream flywheel, 212 Ghost. Okay, let's see what we did for top speed with the Ghost. Okay, a 52.67. 52.67 with the Slipstream flywheel. Okay, the Ghost with the Slipstream flywheel did a top speed of 52.67 miles per hour and 4.32 0 to 30. So now I'll swap out that Slipstream for the ARC billet flywheel and we'll go out and do the same test. Might as well start on this side and pull this chain guard off so I can put my crank holding tool on here. Pull off this clutch. Loosen up this engine. install my homemade crank holding tool. Pull off this blower housing. Go ahead and pull off this flywheel. So on this one, I can use my puller because it has a hole in the wheel, so you can actually use a puller on it, unlike a stock Predator flywheel. Tighten these down, pop this wheel off. There it is. Man, that thing makes it super easy. Go ahead and remove this flywheel key so I can lap in that other flywheel. ARC flywheel on the right, Slipstream on the left. Definitely a different fin design. They feel about the same as far as weight. So you have 32 degrees timing on the ARC, 34 on the Slipstream. So use a little valve grinding compound so I can lap this thing in. Lap this flywheel in. Right. Clean off all this valve grinding compound. Clean up the flywheel. Go ahead and reinstall this keyway, and it's just a stock factory keyway. Doesn't need a advanced keyway because the flywheel already has a 32 degrees timing. Make sure that's flush with the shaft so the flywheel will slide on there. Install this flywheel. There we go. Torque it down. So I think ARC says about 65. While I'm over here, I might as well set my coil gap. Already have my sleeve set up for 60 thousandths. So there we go, tighten her down right there. Put this blower housing back on here. Okay, there we go, blower housing. Pull off my crank holder. Install this clutch. Reinstall this chain. Tighten her up. That'll work. Go ahead and reinstall this chain guard. Okay, so there we go. ARC billet flywheel on the 212 Ghosts. Now I'll take this thing out and do the same test over again, and we'll see how close we get to the times with the Slipstream flywheel. We have to beat 52.67 miles per hour and 4.32 0 to 30. Okay, 0 to 30, ARC flywheel, 212 Ghost. First 0 to 30 with the ARC flywheel, a 4.31. Second attempt, ARC flywheel, 212 Ghost. attempt did, oh, a 4.06. 4.06, so it was quite a bit quicker right there. Maybe this engine likes a little bit less timing. All right, have to be 52.67 top speed. Top speed run, ARC flywheel, 212 Ghost. A top speed of 52.79, so virtually identical. Okay, see what it did. A 4.29. So the Slipstream and the ARC are pretty much identical on the 212 Ghost. The Slipstream did 0 to 30 4.32 and 52.67. Then I installed the ARC and it did 0 to 30 and 4.31. And then I think the second one was a 4.06. So I went ahead and did it 3 times after the speed test just to see if I could back it up again, that 4.06, and it did a 4.29. And then it did 52.79 top speed versus 52.67 top speed. I mean, they're pretty much virtually identical. You really can't feel a difference on the bike. Maybe on an engine that turns quite a bit more RPM, you might notice a difference with the fin design on the ARC.